there. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Saturday, March 27th, 2021. And this is, I believe, I don't know, I think we're on week 12. I keep getting my weeks mixed up. But I'm pretty sure that this is the week 12 Return to Creativity update. Thank you for joining me. Y'all, we're going to call this the pause week because that's kind of what happened. This week turned out to be a pause. Speaking of pause, this one is still down. It's feeling a little bit better. And I did get a new brace because the other one was causing other issues. It was causing some pressure point problems. Yeah, so I've been dealing with this all week and figuring out what makes it hurt more and what doesn't. Most things that I want to do causes it to hurt, and of course work had to be done, so yeah. I really didn't get a lot of progress on my current projects. There was no knitting Friday night because no. I did do some sewing on the Stuffy project, but even though it was machine sewing, the practice of having to like hold the things in place with this hand as it went through, you know, through the feed dogs and stuff, yeah, no, hurt, because it's the putting the pressure that kind of, I don't know, I looked it up. It's called an ulnar wrist injury. And I'm fairly certain it came from doing laundry. So, you know, once again, very little good comes from doing laundry. This is not the first time I've injured myself doing laundry. In fact, I have a scar on this hand of, you know, from the cut I received from a broken laundry basket. And my right knee is messed up. Like something's like shifted wrong and has been for a long time because I tripped over a laundry basket and landed hard on that knee and did some permanent damage to it. Laundry is not my friend, y'all, but still has to get done, and you can't just go out and buy new clothes every time everything's dirty. But anyway, so there's that. So a little bit of sewing got done, but nothing really to show. Drawing a little bit got done because I did find out it is easier to manipulate the stylus for the graphics tablet than it is even to write with like pen or pencil. Probably has to do with like less drag, less pressure required, although I do use the pressure sensitivity, so I do have to be able to do some pressure. But anyway, so I did get a little bit of work done on that, but mostly my dopamine and serotonin boosts came from other sources. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, it was a weird week, not just because of the wrist kind of botching my preferred production schedule, but a few other things happened too. So this is my phone. Sunday night, I was cooking dinner and I had it sitting on top of the toaster oven, which was off, by the way. That has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that it was at eye level as I was walking back towards it. And this was not the edge I was looking at. This was. Do you see what's going on there? Oh yeah. So 2 months before this little dude was paid off, and by the way, this is a Google Pixel 3, and I loved this phone. I really truly loved this phone. I had no problems with it until the battery decided to swell and bow the case out and stuff. This was like one of those few phones that I actually had the benefit of like being able to like research and decide which phone I wanted, not having to, oh crap, my phone is dead, I desperately need a replacement right now. Which is kind of what happened on Monday. So yeah, I noticed the massive swelling of the battery Sunday evening. And I'd seen someone's TikTok a few days prior with a Google Pixel and having the same issue. And so I looked it up and I confirmed, yep, okay, that's a thing that's been happening. And even though I had insurance, you know, phone insurance, what is the deal these days? Okay, yeah, the phones, like the Pixel might have been like $400 or $500, I guess, maybe $600. I don't remember. It's been almost 2 years. But, you know, if the insurance, you know, yeah, if something happens and like right away and you don't want to have to pay off the phone and replace it kind of thing, yeah, that $200 deductible was not the worst. It's better than paying six. But when when there's only $70 left on the 2-year payment thing, yeah, it did make sense to pay $200 for, you know, a battery replacement, which they floated as a possibility, or a refurb. So I went ahead and I upgraded. So now I have the Google 5. Yay! Oh, it decided to turn on because I picked it up. Now, I am very happy with this phone too. In fact, as I was doing research Sunday night trying to figure out what my options were going to be, the Google 5 is very similar to the Google 3 as far as like size and weight and the fingerprint thingy on the back. And because it was pixel to pixel, they, you know, everything just about transported directly. So it's almost like having the same phone with just a few small tweaks. Couple things to get used to, but as far as phone upgrades go, it was relatively painless. And my only regret in this, I was lucky they had a very pretty case. This is a Kate Spade case for anyone that's curious. They had all of 3 cases, 2 clear and that one. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that'll work. But no, I actually do like that one. And, but it came in either that black, which, it's boring. It's a black cell phone. Meh. I mean, yeah, you're going to put a case on it, but still, meh. Or it came in this like really light sage green color. I wanted a baby Grogu phone. I did. I was like crossing my fingers, hoping that they would have a way to get it, or had it at the store, but they didn't. And I knew it was a long shot because when I was on the Verizon site looking, that wasn't even an option to order. And they checked there at the store for me and they couldn't get it. So I don't know why Google has it available, but Verizon didn't. I don't know. And I was kind of bummed, but it's like, all right, it's fine. But yeah, had I been able to get the green one, the phone would have been named Grogu, and that just would have just been the way it was. But anyway, so got the phone thing taken care of on Monday. Oh gosh. And then Tuesday, my new serotonin boost came in the form of a new game. So I bought a Switch Lite technically, about this time last year. Yeah, it was about March. It was sometime in March last year, I think, so that I could play Animal Crossing. And it turned out to be one of the best things for a good long while to kind of help me relax and unwind. So no regrets on that purchase. No regrets in sinking that much time into Animal Crossing. And I'm really not a video gamer. I mean, yeah, when I was a kid, I remember, I guess, because of where we were living, it would have been 1st or 2nd grade, that, you know, yeah, for Christmas I got an Atari. I mean, I do remember that, and we had that for a long time. And yeah, that was when they first came out, y'all, not the later ones. Remember, folks, I'm old. But yeah, so I had an Atari, but I was never really good at a lot of the games. The mechanisms where you have to, like, you know, coordinate the jumps and the spatial awareness and stuff, I was never really good at. Of course, now I'm kind of wondering, is that, I don't think it's an ADHD thing necessarily, because there's plenty of people with ADHD that are, like, fabulous with video games, so it's probably not that, but who knows? Who knows? Really, who knows? It doesn't even matter. But anyway, I've never really been good at the things where you have to, like, coordinate the jump things and I'm fighting. So my speed has always been more like gentle adventure, or like where there's a storyline and you have to do puzzles or hidden object type things in the midst. Yeah, so I'll do those, but I do tend to get really bored with them very quickly. If they become a little too monotonous, which is one of the things I've noticed with a lot of the hidden object games, for like the phone and everything, because I've played several, or I've started several, it's the same, there's a lot of the same thing, and I get bored with it. You know, it goes from a, ooh, new shiny, yay dopamine thing to a, yeah, this is boring, this is not giving a dopamine boost, let's find another thing. And it eventually gets uninstalled from my phone or whatever. I used to enjoy like playing like the Nancy Drew PC games, because it was the mystery storyline, and then you had like puzzles or hidden objects to do. Anyway, so that's my speed of game. That's Duncan. If you hear the jingling, that's Duncan's collar. Anyway, so when Animal Crossing came out, and of course it is a very relaxed sim type game, and it was fun, and it was fine, and I enjoyed it. And Nintendo did a pretty good job of, you know, releasing updates periodically so that, you know, and there'd be new things, new seasonal things to do. And it did keep it more or less interesting. I know a lot of people like really invested when they were in lockdown. Of course, I was never really on lockdown, so that, you know, or yeah, that was never really you know, I didn't have quite that much time to devote to it. But yeah, it was a good de-stressor. Anyway, because I was paying a little bit more attention after that, I heard about this game called Story of Seasons, and Pioneers of Olive Town came out this past Tuesday, and it is a farming sim along the lines of like the Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon. In fact, it's like a, I don't know, there's like a convoluted, twisty genealogy of the games that I'm not going to get into. But it sounded cute, and there was another game called Friends of Mineral Town, Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. And so I got that last year, and just to kind of check it out to see if I wanted to pre-order this new game. Because it's a farming sim, so it's, you know, it's resource and time management, but there's also like relationship aspects, and there's just different things to it. And so it showed up on Tuesday, and I was very much looking forward to it. And yes, absolutely. I got home, yep. As soon as I could, I started playing. And I'm quite enamored with it. So yay, dopamine. It came at just the right time, since it's hard to do much with my wrist the way it is. And and it was you know, the beginning of the week was kind of a long week at work, but you know, it is what it is. It's okay. Now, that being said, let's rewind to Animal Crossing for a minute, because something I did today made me really question some of my life decisions. Y'all, seriously. So, if you do not play Animal Crossing, and if you do not pay attention to Animal Crossing related news, then you may or you may not know, but there was a set of cards that was released in the US on Friday, only through Target, that allowed you to scan the cards, and you scan them through this little whatchamadoodle. It's not a button. It's I don't know, toggle steering directional stick. I don't know, whatever it is, whatever it's actually called. I don't remember suddenly. But they have like a little chip or something in the cards, and you can scan them, and you can invite a new character to your island. And these are all Sanrio themed characters. As I said, the cards were released in the United States on Friday the 26th at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. They were only available through Target. We don't have a local Target here. They were not available for pre-order, and this is where that kind of weird sticky thing comes in. They were not available for pre-order. You could only get them once they became available in general. And okay, fine, you want to do it that way, that's fine. but there were limited quantities at each store. And you could not go into the store to get them. You had to place the order online, either through the app or on the website, according to the official literature, because I know somebody could correct me on this, because yes, I've seen those Twitter reports too, and that goes against everything we were told. That, I'm not going to get into it, folks. I'm trying not to get heated about this, because in the grand scheme of things, it's no big deal. But anyway, the nearest Target to me is like 45 minutes south-ish. And it's the one I will go to like every 3 to 6 months when I go to Trader Joe's to stock up on a couple things that we need. And then sometimes I'll stop at Target. And that's in Tallahassee. So there's 2 stores in Tallahassee, 3 if you count the campus store. There's a store in Valdosta that I haven't been to. And I did a search, and there's a store in Albany, which is a bit farther away, but it's north. It took over an hour to get through the morass of the Target app ordering to get this. And do you know where I ended up having to get it? I ended up driving today, on a Saturday. I got up, showered, got dressed, got in the car, and drove an hour and 10 minutes north to pick up a $6 pack of cards. This is why I question some of my life decisions. Because there's no other way to get these fucking characters and the cute things, the clothes and furniture and things that come with access to these characters, other than to have these damn cards. Or unless you know people in game and you want to trade for items. Now, I have not looked because I do not want to see the depravity. I am sure there are sets of these available on eBay right now for ridiculous amounts. I'm almost certain. Even though Target was limiting it to, 2 packs per person, one of the YouTube Nintendo influencers that had done a story on it said that approximately, there was going to be approximately 70 sets of cards at each Target. Yeah. But trying to check out, 9 a.m., boom, I'm on the app, I'm added it to my cart, I go to check out, and I'm sorry, one of the items in your cart is no longer available. Please check your items or try your order again. Well, I check. The order is still saying, the item is still saying in stock, and it was staying in stock for 40 minutes. And then I had to pick another store, and at which point only the Albany store still had them. Now, yes, I saw online people were posting that, they went in to check at Target, and they had them sitting on the store shelves, which is what we were told was not going to happen. But it's just, it boggles my mind why it had to be done this way. Other countries, I think we were like the last country to get them or something, but other countries have had access to the cards through pre-orders, or whatever. Why create... I know obviously the answer is capitalism. And that's all fine and good, which is kind of why I feel icky almost participating in this ridiculousness. And yet I did. I drove a total of 2.5 hours round trip to go into a Target that I've never been to before just to get this frickin' pack of cards. Whatever dopamine I received in scoring these initially, and looked forward to getting the items in game, which I haven't even opened these yet. I think was sapped away by the drive. I don't usually do long drives by myself, and I wasn't going to make Todd drive me up there. Yeah, go ahead and open them on camera. Supposedly. Now, unlike a lot of like trading card type things, these are not randomized card packs. They are supposed to have all 6 of the cards that are available in each pack. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, no duplicates. Everything is as it should be. And I can't tell you how ridiculous I feel having literally bought into this, and why this couldn't have been like, why they couldn't have allowed pre-orders, because then that would, allow them to better estimate demand and actually supply for the demand. why create this artificial scarcity? Why? Why couldn't this have been an online purchase through like the Nintendo store or something where you get a code? I played the little Pocket Camp game on my phone for a while, and so there was a code that I could use on the, in the thing to get certain things. That's a free game. Why couldn't it have been done that way? We will probably never know, but I did it. I did it. Let me show you what they look like. Yeah, so there's a character named Rilla that has Hello Kitty themed merchandise. Marty, and I don't even know all these Sanrio characters' names. I don't know, it's like a little puppy or something with a beret, and he's really freaking cute. Etoile has Twin Moon and Stars, or Twin Stars, or something, I think. Chai, the elephant, has the cinema roll, which, yes, this was a set I really wanted. Chelsea is a goat, I think, and has My Melody, also one of the ones I really wanted. And then Toby is a bunny, and I think the frog's name is Karapi, something like that. Anyway, yeah, I did that. Why did I do that? I don't know. The other thing I had to do today was, and one of the reasons why I got the full face of makeup on and why I'm recording this today as opposed to tomorrow, because I still have to do meal preps, and that's probably going to be after dinner, because I'm kind of over everything right now. Oh my gosh, folks, seriously. But the other reason is, the other thing that happened this week is I got an email from the local artist collective group here in Thomasville through the Thomasville Center for the Arts. I've done things with them off and on since we moved up here, and they are once again kind of nudging the artist collective back into I've lost the word, into action, into existence. I mean, they always existed, but anyway, they're rebooting, restarting, re-energizing, whatever, pick a word, because I have clearly run out of them. Yeah, so I renewed my membership with them because there's going to be a gallery exhibit coming up at the end of next month, at the end of May. I'm sorry, we're not quite to April yet. Yeah, so at the end of May 27th, there will be a gallery exhibit at the Center for the Arts, and if I understand correctly, it's going to be available online too, so anybody anywhere can see it. Yay! But of course you have to be a member in good standing, so made sure to renew my membership, and I had to send in a headshot. So I found the selfie that I'd taken on my phone, and I'm like, oh yeah, I actually like this picture of me. It'll work. Turned it black and white because that was the parameters. It said high res, black and white, boom. Like, this'll work. And I sent it. And unfortunately, it was cropped in a way that, I mean, it was cropped really close to my face because it was a frickin' selfie. This is what happens. But anyway, anyway, and of course they're trying to get everybody's, for the size, they're trying to get everybody's like heads approximately the same size in the, in the profile pictures, and that's fine. I totally understand. It's fine. But she sent me a message saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. Can you, retake it?" And I'm like, okay. So yeah, I got up and did the full face of makeup, real makeup, full, whatever, as real as I get. But yeah, multiple layers, including like highlights and crap, which you probably can't even tell at this point. Doesn't matter. Anyway, and I stood in front of some dark curtains in the guest room, tried to, And the thing about that one picture that I sent in first, it was just a silly selfie, just a selfie I was sending to a friend. And so I didn't think about it that much. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cute, that'll work. Doing them on purpose, yeah. Have you seen that Friends episode where Chandler just, he looks fine until he looks at the camera and it's like, "Rah." That's how I felt. That's how I felt trying to do this. And, but I didn't have any others already taken that would work. And of course I've got like this, you know, breakout. My face is all broken out. So, yeah. Life. But anyway, so I took probably a dozen pictures, and yeah, I do that before I left. And oh, excuse me, I am tired now. I'm tired now. But yeah, so that happened, and so I'll have to redo my headshot. It'll probably end up being the cover image, so whichever one I decide on will be the cover image probably for this week's video. Yeah. Oh, the other thing. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention it. So this was like a week of random purchases, which, okay, they weren't completely random. Most of them were, well, okay, I didn't intend to buy a phone this week, but, you know, buying a case, that kind of goes with it. And I cannot exist without a pop socket or a ring or something on the back of the phone. And since I had such a pretty case to begin with, I didn't want to cover it up, so I found these clear ones. You see, it's clear. And then it's got the ring that keeps me from dropping this so often. Knock on wood. But one of the other things was, like, while I was doing it, I was like, oh yeah, the watch band that I use for my Fitbit was one of those mesh metal ones with a magnetic closure, which worked really well for about a year or so. And then it was starting to really annoy me. And I'm like, I'm just in like one of these periods where I'm super sensitive to everything right now. Yeah, it is what it is. So I've seen these scrunchy bands, and you know, they fit on the smartwatches or the activity trackers or whatever it is. They have them to fit them all. And I have a feeling, I don't know for a fact, but I have a feeling these are popular now because, what, I don't know, a year, maybe more ago, the teenage girls brought scrunchies back into fashion, and it was, you know, it was like a certain type was like, you know, you wore them like 3 or 4 stacked on your wrist, and it was a thing. I don't even care. What I care about is the fact that this is so much more freaking comfortable. And so I am here for it. I don't care if I'm too old for this trend. I don't give a flying flip about that. All I care about is the fact that it's freaking way more comfortable. And yeah, I could probably make them myself now that I see really how they're constructed. And, you know, I will say that putting the, you know, getting them on there, manipulating the little squeezy pin thing to get them on there with this, with my bum wrist, was not the best decision I've ever made. A week of questionable decisions. But I got it on there, doggone it, and I bought a multi-pack, so once this is better, maybe I will change this out for a darker color, maybe one that, because I have a feeling this is going to get dingy. It's like I didn't think about that. I was like, ooh, yay, I'll go with the pink one first. I'm probably going to regret that. I don't know. Anyway, folks, that's my week. Oh my gosh, I am so hoping that you guys did not have the same kind of week. Really, y'all, I hope y'all had a better week than I did. I mean, not that the week was bad, just it was weird. If you also had a weird week, well, then, you know, we're in good company, I guess. And let's just, you know, let's hope that the next week isn't nearly as weird. Y'all stay safe. Do what you can to take care of yourselves. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.